Julia here from JM2 Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with a bins haul. It was kind of an interesting day at the bins. I felt like the picks were kind of few and far between, but some of the things that I found were really cool. Some really cool designers, some cool vintage pieces, some really cool vintage pieces, some great bread and butter, some really interesting new BOLO brands. I cannot wait to share with you the stuff that I found. It is like a cold and rainy day here in LA, so I am like maximum comfy. The lighting's gonna be a little weird. I apologize. Usually I have a good amount of like natural light in this room and it is just gray and gross out. So thanks for bearing with me. But before we get started here, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, it is a gross day. I actually have a haircut today. We are gonna fix the bang situation. So we've got a lot to get through, a lot of stuff that I can't wait to show you. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. I think I've got about 33 pieces. Again, it was a pretty slow day, but some of the stuff I found I was really pumped about. First up here, this is a cute little linen dress from Madewell. Now, I'm super selective with what I pick up from Madewell. Linen pieces do tend to do well for me. Like I used to pick up a lot of like the basics, like pocket tees, crew necks, stuff like that. For the most part, even with sweaters, I'm very selective. I'm trying to only pick up things with like, you know, really good textiles, more substantial pieces, dresses, jackets, etc. But this is just a little shift dress. It's a size 14, so it is in that plus size range. I should probably see like $30 to $35 on this. This is one of those styles that has been around for a long time and it's come in a lot of different colors. So I think that this will do pretty well. Again, spring break is like here, essentially. People are starting to pack for it now, you know? So it is time to make sure you've got pieces like this up. Also, this just looks so comfy and breezy and like loosey-goosey. I love it. If this wasn't pink, this might be staying in my closet, but I am not a pink girly. Next up, a couple great bread and butter pieces. This is from TravisMathew. It's just a little golf polo. Basically a golf brand, definitely a good golf brand. It's not as in demand as like a Peter Millar, but something like this I would typically get like 25 bucks for without batting an eye. Plus it's a size extra large. But this is our cautionary tale. Let me be the one who learns the lesson for you. See how that has a logo there on the sleeve? If you are out and you are flipping through the men's stuff and you are thinking about picking up some golf stuff, look everywhere. Like I always look right here for a golf logo. Now I know I need to be looking also at the sleeve. This one's from the Las Vegas Paiute Golf Resort. It does devalue the piece. Now this I would get $25 for if it didn't have this on there. If it was from a golf course like a Pebble Beach or Augusta National or like Pine Valley, Torrey Pines, you know, one of the kind of big well-known golf courses, it would actually increase the value a little bit. Or if it's from one of the big tournaments, think like the Masters, you always, if you see that little logo for the Masters, you wanna pick that up. That stuff is really expensive like on site and it gets even more expensive aftermarket. Like I picked up a Masters hat, just like the caddy hat, kind of the famous hat that they have. And I think I sold that for $60. So keep your eyes out for that kind of stuff, but just do yourself a favor and double check. Because this has the logo on it, I might get 15 bucks for it. Might be something that I just gift to somebody that I know that golfs, because these are quite expensive. I want to say that these polos retail for like, I don't know, 89 bucks. And you know, most people would be happy to have one for free. So if I have a friend that is a size extra large that golfs, they might be getting a little gift from me. In the same vein, I also found a pair of TravisMathew golf pants. Now these, for sure, if you see them, you want to pick them up. The pants I typically get about 50 bucks for, 40 to 50. They have that nice like four-way stretch that everybody wants. They retail, I want to say like $120. They're pretty expensive. This is a size 34. It is a navy blue. This does have a little like wear to the pocket, so I'm gonna have to see about that. I mean, even still with wear to the pocket, I'm sure that's just like where, you know, his wallet went in. Even with some damage, even with some wear, I'll still probably get like $25 for them. because they are very, very expensive retail. And it doesn't really affect the look of it. Anyway, definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. Don't go paying crazy prices for it, but if you see the pants, check the comps in store and grab them, because I have sold Travis Mathew pants in the $50 range. So next up, now this was something that I picked up because it felt really well made. And you know, I'm always looking for like textures and patterns. So I found these shorts. And they are from a brand called, I'm assuming this is pronounced Verge Girl. It's VRGGRL. And I had never seen this logo before, but again, like the elastic felt really nice. The construction felt really nice. Like everything about these felt really well made. So this is one of those brands out of Australia that's pretty high end. I want to say that they're sold in ASOS, also of course on their own website. The retail on the set is like over $100, and these on the resale market, I would expect to get about $30 for them. That's about what sold comps are going. It's size 14, so it's a great size. I'm so interested. Have you ever heard of this brand? Have you bought it? Have you sold it? How fast did it go? This is definitely one of those things that like I just picked up because of the style and because of the quality, and you know, was pleasantly surprised when I comped it. But let me know if you ever had experience with this brand, because I'm pretty impressed. I think these are so cute. I love a gingham moment. I really do. Next up, I had a pair of, these are figs. I don't pick up a ton of figs. I don't see a ton of figs. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people who do a really good business with figs. And I think that a lot of people get them before I get to them. It's not something I know a lot about, but something about this waistband I really like. They're obviously cargo. I think the figs are known for having like really great pockets, and they have a nice stretch to them. The thing about scrubs is that I think people like find a brand that they like and they find a fit that they like, and then that's what they do, right? So they have a pretty inelastic demand. There's obviously always need for stuff like this. Let me know, like if you do scrubs, if you do figs or a different brand of scrubs that I've never heard of, let me know what your kind of like methodology is for picking them up. You know, I know that like they have a thing where they have like limited edition colors. They can go pretty high on the resale market. But let me know, like, do you only pick up those limited edition colors? Do you only pick up women's? Do you only pick up men's? Are there certain fits that you look for? I just don't know enough about them. I know that they're pretty expensive. They're high quality for sure. I've sold a couple pairs generally in like the $25 range, but let me know. I know that this is something that a lot of people do a lot of. So let me know. I'm so interested. I don't know if it's something that I'm gonna go full force in. I don't think I see enough here to go full force, but I'm really interested. It's just a world that I am not at all acquainted with. And if I have not said it before, I firmly believe that nurses are angels, because what they deal with on a daily basis, I could never. I do deadlines. I'm really good with deadlines, you know? Like they deal with emotional stuff. Next up here, this I thought was so cute. This is a Princess Polly. Princess Polly, again, one of those brands that I would never tell you to really spend up on, but dresses like this, like they're kind of more cocktaily dresses, will sell super, super quick. So this is a midi length dress in this pretty olive green. It's a small size. I want to say this is like a size 2. Yeah, size 2, cowl neck, satin with a slit up the side, and it's like I guess this is like a halter. Yeah, I don't see any loops for it to connect in the back. So something like this will probably go like $25 to $30. On Princess Polly, this probably would have been $70 to $80. It's just a really popular brand in like the college age crowd, and stuff like this sells very, very quickly for me, especially in like prom season, formal season, wedding season. This is a good wedding guest dress. Again, not a brand I would ever tell you to pay up on unless it was something that was like sold out and like very viral, but you really have to be like keyed into it to know what those pieces are. But if you're seeing this at the bins, if you're seeing it for like $5, it's generally gonna be, especially if it's a more substantial piece, it's generally gonna be a pretty safe bet. It's one of those brands that, at least for right now, does sell very quickly. It's highly sought after. Not for a huge amount of money, but it is highly sought after. And isn't this color so pretty? Next up, this was an exciting find. When I tell you that I tore apart this bin to see if I could find the other half of this swimsuit, I tore apart this bin because there was a bunch of swim in there, including some like production samples, which is always really interesting to me. But this is a pair of bikini bottoms from Somersault brand new with tags. Somersault for sure is a brand you want to keep your eyes out for. It's usually like if you're digging through the bins and you're kind of doing your first pass, keep your eyes out for this little tag. Get that out of the way. Keep your eyes out for this little tag. It's always on the side of the rear, like on the back side of the leg. These are like a little ruche side bottom, cinch BB Zen. It's a size 18, which is another good size. I think these retail at like $70. Like Somersault's very, very expensive. I will say really, really like well made. I have one of their swimsuits that I thrifted and I love it. They're most known for a swimsuit that they have called the Side Stroke, and it's a one shoulder. So if you ever find that, make sure you're using the name of it, because it's like they advertise it heavily. The more they push it, the more advertising dollars they put into it, the more high in demand it's going to be on the secondhand market. So like, for example, the Side Stroke is what Somersault pushes all the time. So therefore it is their most in demand swimsuit. Like if I were to sell the one that I have, I would probably get 90 bucks for it. I want to say that they sold it for like 150, but because it's a good size and because it's the swimsuit that they push, it's just in demand. So but keep your eyes out for Somersault. I really like their stuff. Next up, I didn't catch the damage on this until I got home, but I actually might keep this because I really like it. This is Lacoste, and I love finding Lacoste stuff, and I never do. Of course, you'll know Lacoste from the little crocodile. This is a size large. This is like a little quarter zip, you know, red, white, and blue. But the shame of it is there's this little bit of damage right here on the front. That looks to me like it got caught in the zipper. Unfortunately, the zipper is like kind of heavy duty metal, unless it's some kind of abrasion, because it's otherwise in like really great shape. I don't know, I might try to sell it, but I do kind of like it, and I could always use a quarter zip. You know, like how many times do you see me in a quarter zip sweatshirt? I wear them all the time. But super cute. Lacoste is pretty expensive. If this was in great condition, I probably would have gotten, you know, $30, $35 on this without batting an eye. If I try to sell it with a damage, maybe $20. But again, I might just keep this for myself. Super cute though. Definitely, like let me know, do you see Lacoste a lot? I feel like I never see it. It is one of those brands that is so just like ubiquitous with the preppy world, and I feel like I used to see it all the time and I just don't see it anymore. Let me know. All right, next up, this is a brand I love to find in the bins, in the thrift, wherever. It's definitely an always pickup, and that is Arc'teryx. That is the logo there. Now this is a women's shirt, and I've got to like dig to find this. This is so interesting. So this is like a slub, and when I first picked it up, first of all, I love this color. I absolutely love this color. I picked it up, looks like a slub jersey, and then I'm like feeling it, I'm like, this feels like wool, like ultra lightweight wool, and sure enough, 86% wool, 14% nylon. You always want to look for this little skeleton logo. Usually you have it down by the hip. So this is like a base layer of some sort. The thing that's so interesting to me is that the sleeves, I don't know if you can see that, they're kind of like this ripstop nylon. It's so interesting. So they're rigid, right? So it's not stretched like the rest of the shirt. And it kind of comes out, right? Like the pit is still that wool jersey. This is so unusual. Like I want to know what this is for. I guess this is like a hiking shirt or like an expedition shirt. Like obviously it's something where you need a little bit of like reinforcement on the shoulder and arms. I've got to do some digging on this, but Arc'teryx is like wildly, wildly expensive. I'm sure with this being wool, this was probably well over $100. I will probably see like $40. Something that's so unusual though, I will do a little extra research to figure out like what this is for. Like this is obviously purpose built for something. So if I can get those specific keywords in it, that's only gonna help it move. Size medium, great condition. Guys, keep your eyes out for Arc'teryx. That is an always buy. Generally, you wanna feel pretty comfortable paying up for it. Would I pay $25 for something like this? Without knowing what it is, that might be a little bit too much, but like $10, $15 is generally gonna be a pretty good bet. And of course, if you find jackets, like absolutely pay that $25. The jackets will resell for $200. The thing about Arc'teryx right now is that Arc'teryx is always gonna be like a really high-end outdoors brand, and it's always gonna be sought after by the people that are into like hiking and skiing and all that kind of stuff. But the added benefit of Arc'teryx right now, the reason that it is so hot right now, is because this whole gorpcore trend is a thing right now. If you're unfamiliar with Gorpcore, it's like a core style that is constructed out of like technical outdoor clothing. So Arc'teryx right now is hot, not just in like the outdoor sports world, but also in like the street world. You'll see people wearing a lot of like Salomon trail runners, Arc'teryx pants. They'll have that like classic Arc'teryx, you know, beanie. And the funny thing is a lot of these guys have like never set foot on a trail. They're just, you know, right now it is a trend. So, you know, it's always going to be a good brand to pick up because it is a high-end, very, very good technical brand. But right now it's kind of a good double dip because you not only have those outdoors enthusiasts, but you also have like the streetwear guys that are dressing in this kind of Gorpcore style. If you are somewhere like the Pac Northwest or like Utah, Colorado, Montana, where people do a lot of that hiking, guys, be on the lookout for brands like this. If you are in those areas, like do a little research into what brands these like Gorpcore guys are looking for, because you know, you are in the place where this stuff is naturally, because there's a lot of outdoors activity around you. So if that is something that you have available to you at good prices, you know, again, if you don't know what Arc'teryx is and you see $25, $30 for a jacket, you might pass it up, but that is leaving a lot of money on the table. So if you live in those areas and you're not familiar with the brands, like do a little research because it will pay dividends right now while this trend is happening. Next up, this pretty sweater from Sleeping on Snow. This is an Anthropologie brand, or at least they were sold on Anthropologie. That being said, it is one of those brands that sells very, very well from them. It is this gorgeous wool blend, like chunky, oversized, open knit, hooded sweater. It is a size extra small, but it is quite oversized. What is the blend on this? This feels so nice. Cotton acrylic and mohair. So something like this, now it is an extra small, so this will probably take a little bit longer to sell. It is something that I'm gonna wanna get listed like ASAP because, you know, again, spring is coming, but I'll probably see like $35 to $40 on this. This is one of those brands that is still very, very sought after, and lots of stuff like this, like neutrals, this is the kind of thing that'll never be out of style. This is not trendy at all. You know, this is something that you just throw on and kind of wear around the house. And it's nice and cozy and comfy. I like the drape to it. You know, sometimes you get those chunky sweaters and they're like bulky and they have a lot of body to it. And that's something that a lot of people look for, but I think most people like to have a nice like weight and nice drape to their sweaters. Oh, this was an interesting find. So this is from Skims. I don't find a ton of Skims, although I did find like a little cache of Skims stuff the other day. Skims is obviously Kim Kardashian's brand, and I will say quality on Skims stuff is great. Far be it from me to like support anything that they do, but their quality is fantastic. I will not deny them that. Everything I've ever had from them, I really like. They do these like drops, so it'll be like a lace line, and then they had like a line that was all like rhinestones. This was like a shimmer line. I'm sure you can kind of see the sheen on this. Like there's a good amount of sheen on this. And it's just like a high neck bodysuit. It's a little thong bodysuit. It's in great condition. Size large. Like this probably retailed for about $100, and I'll probably see like 35 to 40 on it. And depending on how in demand this was, like a lot of their drops like sell out, and you know, on the resale market they go pretty crazy. So I'm interested to see like specific, like I would have picked this up anyway because it's Skims and because it's like kind of an unusual piece. I gotta say, like, it's fully lined. Like I wish you could feel this fabric. Like their fabrics are fantastic. It's got this like power mesh on the inside that's just really gonna like snatch you. But depending on how in demand this particular style was, these things could easily go close to retail, depending on what it is, depending on how popular it was, depending on how like in demand it was. So definitely pick up Skims when you see it. Honestly, again, far be it from me to like push a Kardashian anything, but if you're looking for a good like basic t-shirt or stuff like their stuff is great. Next up, check out this vintage piece. So this is Vintage Express, and like I could not get this into my bag fast enough. It's giving Hillary Banks. It's giving I'm right on top of that rose. Please tell me if you know what that line is from. because you are my people. So this is like a wool blend color block blade. I mean, like, is this so fabulous? I talk about Vintage Express a lot. It's one of the brands that I love. And I think the reason that it does so well is because like everybody knows Express. You can get into the more niche brands, and I actually have one a little bit later on, but everybody knew Express. And one of the things that you can look for to know if it's a vintage tag, I mean, like, this screams 1993, but if you see the company International on the tag there, now, this is a tag that I don't remember seeing ever, but just having that company International tells me that this is a 90s piece. And like, I have no doubt that I'll probably get like $40 on this. And it's in fantastic condition. Like, you wonder, this is something that like probably wasn't worn all that much, but it is just, the colors are like on trend right now. This like kind of olive pea green, this rust and the black. I mean, I love it. I love it. I love a vintage moment. Again, in like great condition. Needs a lint roll, and I'll give it like a good sanitizing steam. I have no doubt that this will fly out of my closet. I think the only thing that's gonna hold it back is that it's a size small. But even still, this is just too fabulous for words. I love it. Next up, this was an interesting thing. So this t-shirt I felt, and this is in a pile of black t-shirts. So sometimes when I see a pile of black t-shirts, I don't even bother because it's like overwhelming. And sometimes I just do like a quick cursory like feel through to see if I can feel anything that feels really nice. And this felt really nice. It's from a brand called Xanarobe. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong, if you know how to say this. This is really, really soft, really nice t-shirt. Lots of like nice details on it. Just says 100% cotton, but this feels like Pima cotton. And the branding is kind of all over it, right? So it's got a little patch on the sleeve, and again at the back hem. And so I grabbed it, and I didn't even comp it because I knew, like, if you have that kind of branding, number one is like, it's like all over but still discreet. Like that's just like a clue, right? You know, it's like not across the chest, it's not big. It's important enough that you put it on the exterior twice. And sure enough, this is a pretty expensive brand. I want to say that their t-shirts retail for like 60 bucks. I'll probably see like $20, $25 on this. It is a size extra large, I believe. Yeah, size extra large. And it's definitely a brand you want to keep your eyes out for. The more substantial pieces, the sweatshirts and the other kind of garments that they have, especially their pants. I think that they're more known for their pants than their shirts. The resale prices on them are pretty serious. So keep your eyes out. If you have ever found them, if it's a brand that you're really familiar with, let me know down below. Like, what have you picked up? What did you sell it for? Did it sell fast? Like, let us all know. Again, it's the first time this was really, I feel like I had heard the brand before, but nothing that I really like paid attention to or like looked into before I picked this up. So let me know, like, share your knowledge. Next up here, we've got this cute dress from a brand called Super Down, which is sold at Revolve, size large, and it's like a very deep V, but it's surplice neck. I can't tell if this is maxi or midi length. I'm gonna have to put this on the mannequin. That's usually how I can tell. It's got a very high slit here, and it's in this really, like, very high slit, and it's in this really soft jersey. It feels kind of like a modal, however that's pronounced. No contents tag, but it's a really pretty color. It's a size large, which is a good size. And I mean, this is, again, something easy to throw on over a swimsuit, and you're like good to go for cocktails. Obviously, this needs a bath and a steam. It's otherwise in fantastic condition, like feels unworn. It just looks like it's been shoved in a bag for a little while, because it has been, but it's really nice. Like, this is like a heavier dress. Like, this is one of those heavier weight jerseys. And one of the things that I was kind of impressed with, you can feel inside the straps in the back here, you can feel that they have some like rigid interfacing, you know, to keep it from stretching all the way down. Because this could easily, with the weight of the dress, like just, you know, that V could keep getting lower and lower. And this is one of the countermeasures that they did. They put a little bit of interfacing in there to kind of keep the shape of the dress when it's being worn all day. Anyway, I want to say that this retailed like about $100. I should probably see somewhere between 30 and 40 on this. Maybe a little bit more. Sold comps were kind of in that range, but some were up in like the $50, $60 range. Cute little dress though. Next up, great little bread and butter piece from Zara. You know I love me some Zara linen. This is just a white, oversized, midi length, shirt dress, size medium, definitely an oversized fit. Obviously, bath and steam. This looks horrible, and it buttons all the way down. And again, it's their 100% linen. I will get between $30 and $35 for this all day long. This kind of stuff, these like linen shirt dresses from Zara sell so well for me. It's something that somebody can wear as like a dress. It's also something that somebody can wear like unbuttoned as a swim cover up. It's one of those very versatile pieces, especially as we go into like vacation territory. This is like one of those workhorses that you bring on vacation, and it's like your dress for dinner one night, it's your swim cover up. You can wear it a million different ways. Super easy peasy. And the thing about linen is a lot of people worry about it like wrinkling, because obviously it wrinkles very, very quickly. But once you get to the point where you like embrace the rumple, linen just gets better every time you wear it. Like if I were to bring this on vacation, where you don't necessarily have a washing machine to like wash it in between wears, like by the end, it's like the perfect floppy, kind of rumpled, but still pulled together kind of piece. I couldn't love linen more. Next up, now this is a piece from Torrid, and we know that I've been seriously slowing down on picking up Torrid, but this kind of stuff is an exception. Anything that's a little bit more goth, a little bit more retro, this is definitely like a pencil skirt, right? This is like a full-on like wiggle skirt. It is black satin with lace panels on the side. Is there stretch to it? A little bit of give to it. Knee length. It's a size 20. This is goth. This is whimsy goth. This is a little bit rockabilly. This is retro inspired. It's in great condition. I have no doubt that this will sell quick. I'll probably see like $20 to $25 on it, but this is exactly the kind of piece from Torrid that I will pick up. And to be totally honest, not much more anymore, which is a shame because it was really such a hot seller for a very long time, and it's just slowed down, but I'm really limiting my pickups to stuff like this. Next up, this is another Madewell piece, and it is new with tags. Again, very selective with what I pick up from them. It is a size 0, which I don't love, but this is like a maxi skirt with 2 front slits. Can you kind of see how that goes? I think that this is silk. I'm pretty sure that this is 100% silk. Yeah, 100% silk. It's lined to about where the slits are, and it is, again, new with tags. This is something that like, again, I'm really slowing down picking up Madewell, but this is exactly the kind of stuff that I do keep my eyes out for. More significant fabrics. Maxi skirts are always a really good seller for me. This is, again, perfect resort wear as well with those 2 slits. And it's new with tags. I'll probably get like $40 on this. It might take a little time to sell just because of the size. It is a size 0. But I have no doubt that for like a size 0 skirt, this will sell much faster than the average. I cannot wait to get this thing steamed out because this is really, really pretty. I mean, give me a silk maxi any day. Next up, this is kind of a funky thing. Okay, so this is from Anthropologie. This is from Pilcrow. And that is the newer tag for Pilcrow. I don't know if they're still known as Pilcrow in the letterpress, but this is like their newer tag. This was just kind of like too funky to not pick up. It's in like brand new condition. And it is as silver as this looks like on camera. It's like a wide kind of oversized boxy cut, size large. I mean, again, this doesn't look like it's ever been worn, but sold comps were kind of in like the $30 to $40 range. It's French terry. And the thing I like about this is that it's kind of like a dual purpose thing, right? Like it's something that somebody will buy for the fashion of having like a silver sweatshirt. This could easily also go costume because it's such an unusual, like shiny thing. So I'll make sure to use keywords for both, but this was something that was just like too funky to leave behind. I probably would have even bought this. And I don't do a lot of like Pilcrow in the letterpress unless I find their jeans, like their patchwork jeans sell really well for me. But like their other clothing doesn't sell super well. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how this does. Would you have picked this up? Let me know. Like, am I just weird? I feel like this was just kind of too cool to leave behind. Next up, now this thing needs a bath, maybe even a OxyClean soak, but I am never gonna leave behind anything from my man Keith Haring. If you don't know who Keith Haring is, he was an artist back in the 80s. I can assure you, if you don't know his name, you know his art. He was known for a very like graffiti style of art. He was very active in ACT UP. He was just a really fascinating guy. He passed away far too young. And really like anything with his motifs on it is going to sell just because he's one of those artists that just has this enduring impact on kind of streetwear and that kind of culture. So this is just a cute little crop sweatshirt, his signature on the back. I don't think that this was put out by any like brand in particular. The tag on it is just Keith Haring. And I have no doubt that this will sell in days, probably $30 to $35. And if you are interested in learning more about his life, I urge you to do so. He's a really interesting guy and was a very, very impactful artist whose legacy is as powerful today as it was when he was with us. If that wasn't so cropped, that would not be leaving this closet because he's one of my all-time favorites. Next up, this is a cute little dress. This is from a brand called 12th Tribe. And 12th Tribe is like, I think they're just like an online clothing boutique. I've had a couple pieces from them and they've sold like kind of all over the place. I've sold certain things for like 15 and I've sold certain things for 45. The reason I picked this up is because bridal season, you know, like this is something girls going on like a bachelorette trip, this is 100% the kind of thing that they would wear out at night. So I don't know if you can see that, but there is some sparkle in that knit. It's this cute open knit. It's got a mesh back. The collar is like a point halter, right? So it comes up to the middle and then ties around your neck. And the back is open. So just a tie there, mini skirt length. It's in pretty great condition. Size medium, I'll like anticipate seeing between $20 and $25 on this. But I just thought it was really cute. And again, anytime you can get these like little white dresses, because they sell really well for me, especially when you can get them in this kind of like funky, more vacation-y style, I'll grab them. I won't be paying $15 for something like this, but if I can get it at the bins, $1, $2, $3, even up to like $5, this would be a pretty safe bet. Next up, this is a pair of pants from Young Fabulous and Broke. Young Fabulous and Broke is sold at Revolve, pretty expensive brand. I really liked these pants. So they're a size large. They're like a tencel twill, so they have the look of like a khaki twill, but they have a little bit better drape. They're wide leg, they're slightly cropped. I think that'll hit right about ankle. And then they have this like utility style to them with, I mean, everybody's favorite, a stretch waistband. They're in fantastic condition. They feel like unworn. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they were maybe worn only once. Like this is the tag. This is like where the tag was attached, and I can like where this is. This doesn't stay on for more than 1 or 2 wears. I'll probably see like $30 to $40 on these. Probably retailed like 168 bucks. Very, very expensive brand. But this has a lot of things going for it. I like the color. I like the utility style. Utility is a really good keyword you want to be using for things that have that kind of vibe. It's wide leg, it's ankle length, it's pull on, and again, feels brand new. So this is a slam dunk across the board. I really like these. I just sold a pair that was very similar to this with a little bit less of utility style, and they sold very quickly, and I want to say they sold for like 37, so I like them. Next up, this cute little sweater skirt from Maeve, again, an Anthropologie brand. This is one of the newer Maeve tags. I just thought this was super cute. So it's a sweater skirt. It's got a little bit of a flare at the bottom, and I don't know how much of the detail of the knit pattern you're getting there, but it's got this cute like decorative pattern down at the bottom. Size large. I had lots of size larges this week, which was exciting because that never happens, not in the bins. I think it's just because the larges and extra larges and stuff get bought in the stores. But this feels brand new. I'll probably see like $20 to $30 on this. I mean, Maeve, like Anthropologie is so expensive. That was probably like $118. This is a beautiful linen top from Talia Benson. Talia Benson, I believe, is like based in Paris, but this is all Italian made. It's linen, it's asymmetrical, it's got that whimsical polka dot print. This, like the side is drawstring, so you can cinch up that asymmetrical side there. It's got a little butterfly pattern around the neckline that laces up. This I probably retailed about $100. This is one of those brands that I do really, really well with. I think it's like a higher end boutique brand of linen stuff. But the style is just so funky that I know this will fly. I'll probably see like $35 5 on this. This fits in with that like login look aesthetic. It's very artsy. It's like art to wear. You can use all of those keywords. This is the kind of stuff I love to find, and I will never leave it behind. I will pay up for stuff like this. Keep your eyes out for that brand. Let me know if you're familiar with it. Let me know if you've ever found any pieces from Talia Benson, but obsessed, absolutely obsessed. If I could have a day where I find nothing but this stuff, I would die a happy girl. Oh, we got some funky stuff coming up here. Okay, next up, not this. This is not funky. This is a pair of pants from Robert Geller. Now, these are men's pants. They are sweatpants. They are French terry with a loop on the outside. Can you see that? This is like legitimately like plush. This feels plush. So it's black, and if you look really closely, you can see a little bit of like gray poking through. So there's like, this has a lot of texture to it. This is the brand. Let me know if you're familiar with them. Like, I picked this up because I thought that they felt really nice, and the tags also looked really nice. It turns out they are really nice. These retailed probably somewhere north of $200, and on the resale market, sold comps are between like $40 and $100 on similar pieces. So I'm so interested to hear, have any of you found Robert Geller? This was a new brand to me, but so nice. Like, they feel super soft. Let's see where they're made. Made in Japan. So when I see made in Japan, I'm gonna take that deadly seriously, because Japanese manufacturing is known to be like amongst the best in the world. So very cool. I'm excited to kind of dig in a little bit more on this brand, but let me know if you've had experience with it. I'm interested. I don't think it's a very big brand, but again, made in Japan, my ears are perked up. Next up, another incredible vintage piece. Another incredible vintage piece that's giving, I'm right on top of that rose. So this is wool, and you can kind of see the drape to it, right? Look at, first of all, you got a little peekaboo of the red trim there. Look at these buttons. Aren't they so fabulous? The designer on this is Roger Sakoun, Paris. Very, very high-end designer. This is like a pencil skirt. It is in flawless condition. Yeah, 100% wool, made in France, size 46. I'll have to do the conversion on that. But this, I mean, I absolutely love it. It's like a cool navy with the red pops in the trim. Like, you're only gonna see it right here on the rim. You're gonna see it when you step. You're gonna get that like little flash. Oh, I love this so much. I don't know what I'll get for this. This is obviously vintage. It's obviously probably close to 40 years old at this point. I don't know what I'll get for it. Maybe somewhere between $50 and $150. I know that that's a huge range, but let me know if you have ever found a piece from Roger Sakoun. I don't know if he was a particularly like big designer back in the day, but he was obviously a very high-end designer. And like, this is the kind of stuff that excites me. This will be a skirt that I will sell and I will think about for the rest of my life, mostly because of these buttons. Ah, I love it. Next up, this is a little retro style dress. Now, you know I love my ModCloth, my Unique Vintage, my Collective, all those kind of vintage style dresses, and this really falls into that realm. Super cute little strawberry pattern. This is from Belle Poke, which is a brand I know a little bit less about. I have heard of them. This is kind of like a satiny fabric. It does need a bath. It's got a little like speck there, easy enough. It's fully lined. It's got adjustable straps, which I love to see. You can see it's like, this is like the little detail that I love as somebody who is short in that area. And it's a size large. I will probably see somewhere between $30 and $45 on this. These kind of dresses, again, it's a smaller buyer pool, but it's a very dedicated buyer pool, and there's just not that many companies that make dresses that fit this aesthetic. They always sell really, really quickly for me, and this pattern is just so springy and delightful. No doubt, this will fly out of my closet. Next up, this is another piece from 12th Tribe, and I mean, this is so wild. So, can you see the sparkle on this? This is like entirely rhinestone. Literally, the fabric tag on this says glass. So this is something that is meant to be kind of like fitted here and be like a little bit loose over the bust, but like, look at that. Isn't this ridiculous? So I need to clean this. I need to do some research on how to clean this. Hand wash cold, hang to dry, do not bleach. Okay, so I can do that. It's got a little bit of, it looks like something kind of spilled down the front. So I'm just gonna have to like maybe soak this and like see what I can get out with like maybe like a soft toothbrush. But how fabulous is this? Like this is reselling. Like I'm seeing like this was a set. This was like a 2-piece set. The 2-piece set is reselling like in the $100 range. This itself is reselling between like $30 and $50. So I'm gonna have to do a little work, but like, I mean, you cannot, like, look at that. Like, look at that sparkle. Like, you can't leave this behind when you see this in the bins. It's just too cool. Next up, these are from Overlover, which is definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. Very expensive. These retailed well over 100. I'm pretty sure maybe even close to 200. These are a pair of pants. They're all cotton. They're this like bandana print. Super comfy, cozy, made in the US. I'm not sure what size these are. I'll have to find the size tag, but just like the quality on this is really nice. Like the waistband quality is really nice. The way that they finished the interior of the waistband is like high end. See how you see like absolutely no raw edges to the fabric here? That's always a tell of like high quality construction. Sold comps on these are between like 40 and 60 bucks. Some up a little bit higher. So this was definitely an exciting find. Again, something that I picked up. I didn't really know the brand. It was like kind of familiar in my brain, but mostly I picked it up because the fabric felt really nice. I love a bandana print. Sells well for me, even if I'm getting like $20 for it. But then I started to like look a little bit closer and notice like the details. I'm like, oh, this is absolutely something. So definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. Very exciting find here. Getting there, guys, just a few more to go. Next up, these cute little Free People Movement shorts. I like these. These are like a hiking style short. I have a bunch of like Free People Movement shorts. A lot of them don't move all that well anymore. They used to sell a lot better, but these I have no doubt will go quickly. These are like cargo style. I think that these are new. These might even still be being made. They're size medium in perfect condition. I'll probably see like $20 on these. These probably retailed like 60 to 70, but no doubt because of what they are, because of their style, they will go really quickly, guys. These like hiking style shorts, Gorp core again, you can use those keywords, but mostly we're coming into hiking season. So time to get that stuff listed. Next up, this is from Sundance. You know I love my Sundance stuff. Now this is a size medium, and you know, it's gonna take a little bit longer to sell because it is a medium. This is a denim chambray pop over with little embroidered details here at the placket and along the shoulders. Super cute, like relaxed fit, 100% tencel in like flawless condition. I'll probably get like $30 to $35 on it. So cute though. I just love Sundance stuff. The details are always like so special and the construction is always on point. Next up, only 3 left to go here. This is another piece from Maeve. Again, it's a little bit more of a substantial piece. So this is a midi dress. It's like a shirt dress style. It's got a drawstring that kind of cinches in the back there. It's this dark gray. It's a size 4, so it is a smaller size than I like to pick up, but because it's a shirt dress, it's that midi length. This could easily also be used as just like a big overshirt. It's in perfect condition. This looks like brand new condition. Obviously, it needs a good steam. This will look great. But something like this, I will probably get like $35 to $45 on. It's adorable. And I think that this is new. This is one of the newer Maeve tags. So all of those things kind of point to something that will sell pretty quickly. 2 pieces left. So these are from Urban Outfitters. I don't pick up a ton of Urban Outfitters. And this is one piece that I actually comped in store. And I actually found these right next to these pants. So I'm wondering if they came from the same closet because they very much have the same vibe. So Urban Outfitters, it is a size small, although I think these are men's pants. And these are like patchwork with like the stitching over top, this kind of cantha style stitching. These I just thought were really like unusual and different for Urban Outfitters. And they're a little bit more substantial. They are men's Urban Outfitters, which does tend to sell a little bit better for me than women's at this point. Sold comps on these are between like $25 and $35. So I thought they were super cute and I think that they'll go really quickly. This kind of like hippie style is always gonna be sought after. This is like not necessarily on trend, but there is always gonna be the guys that are looking for pants like this. And finally, guys, what a treat. I couldn't believe that I found this in the bins. So first of all, look at this darling little skirt. It is 100% silk. It's this cute floral, like a poppy and butterfly print. Are you ready for this? First time I've ever found Rive Gauche in the bins, in the thrift, anywhere. Tag to me looks vintage. You can tell that they cut off the contents tag, but Rive Gauche is basically the ready-to-wear line from YSL. Modern YSL, it's no longer YSL, it's just Saint Laurent. So, and I don't know if Rive Gauche is still going, but I know that that was, at least was, their ready-to-wear line. This is 100% silk, shell and liner. It's got little pockets that are big. We gotta do the test. They hold the phone. This is an iPhone 16, so it's pretty big. Hold the phone entirely. It is so, so lovely. Let me know, have you ever found Rive Gauche while you were out thrifting? Have you ever found it in the bins? I mean, what an absolute delight. It feels in perfect condition. This looks to be, what size? Size 40, I'm gonna guess this is like a size 4. It's pretty small. I have no idea what I'll get for it. Looks like a lot of stuff that's similar is on like the Real between like $100 and $300. I'll probably anticipate like $100 on something like this. This probably was about $1,200 to $1,500 new. Just because it's ready to wear doesn't mean it's cheap. It's just not, you know, made to order couture. So this is a no joke, absolutely beautiful piece. And again, crumpled up in the corner of a bin. What a sin this would have been to let this go into the waste stream. God, when you just get your hands on like the finest quality silk, man, there's just nothing like it. But that is it, guys. That is the haul for today. This was such like an unusual haul. Like there was very little like real bread and butter here. So some interesting new bolos, some crazy designer pieces, some really fun vintage pieces. My favorite kind of day. What was your favorite piece? Let me know. But guys, thank you so much for hanging with me while I go through these hauls. I always have so much fun sharing them with you. There are definitely times when I'm out in the bins and I find something and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to share this with everybody. Honest to God, like this is what goes through my head. But guys, thank you again for choosing to spend a little of your valuable time with me. It is such an honor that you choose to do so, and it like warms me to the bottom of my heart. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. Of course, if you ever have any content ideas, don't ever hesitate to put them down in the comments. I'm always keeping my eyes out for what you guys want to see. But without further ado, guys, have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting. I'm hoping you find yourself a little Rive Gauche piece while you are out hunting. And I will see you all in the next one.